Millions today practice physical postures and breathwork for stress relief, yet remain tethered to deep anxiety and digital distraction. The modern approach often fragments the 8 limbs of yoga. It selects physical benefits while discarding the demanding moral and psychological prerequisites. Patanjali's Sadhana Pada warns that structural stability cannot exist on a chaotic foundation. Swami Vivekananda explained that a mind burdened by unethical living will actively reject spiritual concentration. The vital energy built through physical practice simply bleeds away. The 8 limbs represent a strict biological and psychological sequence. Skipping the foundational steps guarantees failure. Ancient seers designed the first 2 limbs, Yama and Niyama, as pragmatic systems for energy conservation rather than religious morality. Subconscious complexes, or samskaras, create mental turbulence. Actions like lying or stealing breed a subtle internal conflict that drains the practitioner's vital energy. Adhering to ethical restraints seals these energetic leaks. This creates the stable internal environment necessary for progress. Classical texts warn that confronting the mind without this ethical baseline is like running from a den of lions into a cage of tigers. For this reason, the tradition mandates ethical stability before an aspirant attempts advanced breathing or meditation. Ethical living is the mechanism used to construct a pressure-sealed vessel capable of sustaining higher states of consciousness. Once the psychological leaks are sealed, the physical vessel must be purified and tuned. Asana and Pranayama function as tools to clear blockages within the subtle anatomy, a network of energy channels called the nadis. Regulating the breath directly influences the nervous system, controlling brainwaves, body secretions, and hormone levels. This increased pranic capacity upgrades the nervous system, allowing it to safely handle the voltage of deep meditation. This historical photograph of radical physical discipline highlights a system of physiological engineering that contrasts with the modern view of yoga as simple stretching. Physical mastery creates a stable, conductive launchpad for the mind's inward journey. Pratyahara, sensory withdrawal, marks the structural turning point of the 8 limbs. It is the bridge between the external world and internal mastery. Extroverted sensory energy is turned entirely inward, starving the brain of external stimuli to seek inner psychological objects. This withdrawal occurs naturally only when the body is perfectly still and the breath is synchronized. The sutra suggests that once a yogi masters this sensory withdrawal, there is no turning back. Pratyahara is the threshold where the practitioner meets the silence of their own mind, a state made possible by the previous 4 limbs. The first 5 limbs function as a continuous, living ecosystem requiring constant daily maintenance. If ethical discipline slips, the physical posture falters. If the breath is lost, the senses immediately scatter back into the world. At this stage, the successful seeker is stabilized, purified, and resting at the edge of the physical world. Conquering the outer disciplines is a significant architectural achievement. This foundation supports the specific psychological requirements of the internal states that follow. With the outer vessel sealed, Patanjali is now ready to guide us into the internal mechanics of Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi.